밤수 신이 해마 안에 다우나 포베 다우나 줌달로 코레 다우나 줌어서 파 추기 바나 안에 박주주의 있으라 ngaji nyana le di shu kho chi wala
나 봄수지연이 아치 안에 돔로 나 미돔로 두고지 들지 봄수로 에네 두 봄수로 이제 들지
Golden Masir is a large riverine cyprinid. It's certainly the largest fish in Bhutanese rivers. Despite all that, very little has been done to protect and conserve the Golden Masir.
Probably of all the masirs in Asia, and they're only found in Asia, the golden masir is the one that is the most revered, the most beautiful because of its golden fins and its golden scales, and because it is one of the 8 auspicious symbols of Buddhism.
당아치나기 하기 배워진 지르슬라비나 다송 한날 배워진 세르냐 세르도 아치 다시 다기레 세르냐기 파치 둘라 텔레 아치 카다르루 베로 세르냐기 파치 옴밀라
녀종은 예전 소랑 같이 좀 써야죠. 인지 민지 홀은 되냐로 하마기 밤에 오갈래랑 중국 배웠진 죽주 진주디 걸 몸 배웠진 숨쉬 아니 도대체 소마 무슨 아니 짠지라 중국 막가 몸도 그냥 짠지라
the Nyazumidi the Maba the Zanimi the Ginimi Devaluda the Zunzum Dale and no Mela
Yamadi Erika de Semananjo, Kiwa Kojala. They Kiwagi Tobachin Turgato Matobachin, the China Tabla. Yamadi Namlo kept to jar, dins and Matin to be Gofa, Nancy Duktevola, Chomabakti, Chumnova.
The Achi Kalnar Wet in the Lambda Chamis and Shadamigi, Landason of Dachila, Anigi Ratuku Taptabe, the Leani Pashichiba, Pashi, Ramchibabe, the Ziridipa, Chugi Bolahalo Ibdalu, and Chinko Ganere Lulu Dola, and a Lupchi, the Ziridipa, Chugi Bunalujo, the Tapti Teninola, the Tap Timbachin, the Holo Dog Jones Simela, the Koregi Udu, Chugi, as Shugibe, the Nagi Tapti Shugibe. 거기 담마루로 텐데용 쓰면라. 다 담마 텐데들로 다 거기 땜지 다 거기 아니데 주먹이다 밥들로 도 안열이 비미디 두꺼운 쓰면라. 내가 깨워. 봐. 오늘 학교 항미란 좀 해라 했더니. 먼저 봐. 다 퀴칭 다 넘버기 퀴칭 거기 다 마항원 브라 야니 올해 기토로인 봄. Kitchen wedding from Jane from Miranda and Yerini. Not only he hooked them high in Marina Shonima. Mutanera, Pera. 전나로는 적냥 해 중간에 같이 다 꼬만에 좀빌라 텔레 하나 추춘거 될때 나도 좀 전에 배치가지기 다디에 좀빌라 텔레 다 추치베 좀빌라 예마디 다실레 다 롱아 디지기 날레 다지기 주치베들 안날레 순타마체베 마바로기디 다 순타마체베디 조스메라 당아치레기 다 켈란디 다로 다 추제 포갑기 될노베 아치 콜로 다 순잡기 될노베 아치기 안날레 미송시 아치기 켈렘베 당아치기 다 주마초베 아치레기 조정이 신일라날 하디 야타디
Yeah. Shit,
아니마들 쳄다디 둘지디 bom에 야스십니다. 슝기가 줄이 잡절나 다 잡절나 메디 아치기 다 야미베 마셔와 다 레심 진중베 레심 다짐 탑 단벤디다 다 슝 고너기 카톨 베어친 잠기 소총 하나이 텔레 냐기 지디수 나이 텔레 팝디수 나이 로사남기 카톨 베어친 다 아파 구투로 텔레 암축리로 텔레 다 시시 코피로 에마로 안주 가라남베 당아치 시다 녜마다 쳄다디다 레샤기를 야스십니다. 다 지르세미디 ngagi 다 녜마디 남섬이치 중국벤디 남섬치 하마골라 다 점링나 다 켄타치 임베 로다 추기날베치 놉종치멜라고
zirdi kacheme tala na zamling na ken trochi ache beachinde zirdi namta metong la ngaje nyal hambayela chongnya se mangnya khangai dije namsamela zir rere ni chamchi metong la
nima da mam dinal dia tebeda da mam da demigi da degobi khundi da milok nusichibe tarnaba miluk da yagejo dele the legal disu mazubji gosu dele project dele lam disu gosu bedele asida mata asinyam yasno sinila 다니 벤딩 같이 다 냠마주니 된 같이 다 호톱 준다로 다 같이 다 같이 다운에 시스로 다 같이 땅이 있어 다 같이 캘린 안에 비에 있습니다.
된 같이 녀마 배웠잖아 공파 시점도 되냐라 아니 다른 나봐 다님치 되잖아 공파 캐치 두줘라 다른 나봐디 맞아 신감 좀처럼 저희 이라
In 2014, Bhutan got concerned about what the impact of dams might be on the rivers, on the river ecosystems. So people on the board of WWF invited the Fisheries Conservation Foundation to come over to look at the rivers, to talk to people, see what was going on, and then make a recommendation on what type of biological information is really needed for developing conservation strategies.
Most of the research has been done in India and Nepal, and so nothing from Bhutan. And when you look at the landscape of Bhutan and the rivers here, we felt that it's much, it could be a much different selection pressures, much different behavior here than in other parts of the Golden Masir Range.
This study will tell us, when the golden marsirs migrate to Bhutan, when and where do they spawn, how do they react to changing water flows, and all these are important data to come up with better strategies for protecting and conserving the golden marsir, not just in Bhutan but everywhere else where this fish is distributed.
It's the first research study of Masir in Bhutan, both chocolate and golden Masir. It is the first radiotelemetry study ever, anywhere within its range.
We believe they're probably in at least 7 systems. Certainly like the Punasanchu, the Mangdachu, the Dangmachu, Amachu, Wangchu, the Maochu, the Nira Amachu, they definitely have them because we know that they're there, and maybe some of the other ones. All on the big southern rivers that are right along the border that drain out. The Masir is actually a group of species of large Asian carps in the minnow family, so they're giant minnows. There's probably 20-something species of them. 2 species are found in Bhutan, the chocolate Masir that gets up to maybe 8 kg at the biggest, and they're very plentiful. And then there's also the iconic golden Masir, which gets over 50 kg and is not nearly as common as the chocolate Masir.
So what I'm doing is I'm testing that the receiver is working correctly. We want to make sure that it's recording data. Each receiver gets a new SD card. This is where the data is actually recorded. So we have to test that that is working correctly and recording data. We have a test tag here. So this is the tag that goes into the fish. Here's the antenna. So this is our test tag. So when I turn the receiver on, hook it up to the computer, it should be reading this test tag at the correct frequency and the tag number.
Yes.
Now he's going to walk down right below you. Yeah.
The river's right there, so we got this with unobstructed view of it so that it will really be loud when it comes up. It should really be loud right there. Nothing will be able to swim by without us hearing it. In fact, as soon as it comes around the bend down there about 400 meters or so and gets in line of sight, this will hear it, and it'll go probably another 500 meters up. So it's almost a kilometer that we'll be able to listen to it go up. The nice thing too is there's a deep pool right here, probably the only big deep pool in this whole stretch. So as they fight through the rapids, they'll sit there right behind that rock and rest and then go on up. See, so it's perfect.
Right now we are actually walking up to the Chamkarchu River site. We have 2 receiver stations there, and we're going to build the second one because it got damaged. We're basically walking on a new constructed road for the Chamkarchu hydropower dam, and in summers actually there's lots of landslides around this place, and we had gone through that during the summer monitoring trip last year around June.
Tracking the Masir has been very, very challenging. Wherever the fish move, we move. The only problem is we have to take the landscape, the aerial route, whereas they take the water bodies. And yeah, I would say the landscape has been very, very challenging.
Because of the landscape, because it's difficult to get to the river in many, many parts of Bhutan, right? The road's up here, the river's down here, you just can't get there. We just do the best we can.
We just completed rebuilding the second station on the Chamkachu stretch, which is so important to be placed here, because if fishes actually cross over the first, the station, which is just about half a kilometer up from the confluence, then once they cross over that, if they really swim like this much of distance, like 15 kilometers inside the Chamkachu, it means like they are actually using this river to spawn or to do any of those. So it's so important to have the second station here.
Mahshir is, Mahshir is a monster. You need to have very good skills how to angle a fish, to angle them and bring them to right place where you can land the fish is much more important.
We tried fly fishing, we tried cast netting, we tried spin fishing, and at the end of the trip we found out that spin fishing was more effective to catch a bigger mahshir. For us, we do not go for small fish mahshirs, because our aim is to catch a mahshir which is taggable, which has to be a good size where we can insert a thumb size tag inside their bellies. So with all that reasons, we actually opt for spin fishing.
To be anglers, we need to understand more about the behavior of fish, and if you're not trained in how to angle a fish, no way that you're going to catch a fish.
It's gold, 10 mahshir.
Just to sterilize all the equipments before we use them on the fish. 9 mils exact, and it went in at 154. 154. All right.
Tag number 19.
Right, the surgery starts at 2:11. Where starts?
Whoa, what is this? This is really good.
Genjo sister. She Aishimiya.
Oh, she's another sister.
Yeah.
Ah,
Eldest,
sister.
eldest sister.
We have friends everywhere we go, you know, that know who we are and wave and smile and bring us bangchang and other things, you know, and so it's spectacular. I mean, you know, the science alone would be rewarding, but the personal contacts that we have with the Bhutanese people are what make this something totally special. It makes this project like nothing else we've ever done before. Sometimes you have to make a decision that a scientist wouldn't like because it's an economic benefit. Sometimes you have to make a decision that is for the fish rather than for economics, because in the long term, maybe that's more important. You know, certainly humans have a place on this earth, but so do the fish.
It is remarkably built fish.
Sturdy, hardy, and yet very sensitive.
Long, it's got a kind of a flat part to its head where you can just tell that it's powering up these rivers and these rapids.
You've seen the river and the water bodies, you know, and the landscape. The gradient at which the river flows and the rapids, they are built for such heavy duty, you know, rugged environment.
I would love to see how they power up these rapids, because from our tracking data we know they travel far and fast in low water. So just so strong.
Our goal was originally to have 10 fixed receiver stations on these two rivers and then down on the Manas after the confluence. But then we expanded the study, and so now we have 17 receiver stations much further up, because in our original setup, our tagged fish swam way past our farthest receivers.
So far, what we know about this fish is like they are moving to spawn. Each population of golden mahseer in different water bodies, they have their own home stream. They grow up from fry to fingerling and they swim back into the main river, and when they are of the reproductive age and size, they are coming back to the same home stream. And different populations, distinct golden mahseer populations are behaving very differently from one another.
Ata dirungdang hangtang camay uturi dirungdut ata kasu nga denja mo nga katangin nang dilam nangkarang dilam mo rokte kala
di katang dok pasi din
up to dere kilometer to dere mo chamo manchama
ilku material me mo gara din chan kilometer material
Sometimes in fish, people don't think about fish the same way that they think about wildlife. But really, I think for Bhutan, the golden mahseer are the tigers of the water.
They're royal fish, you know, they're the royals of the whole river actually.
Hooking a golden mahseer is a different thing, but landing one safely is a totally different challenge.
A few years ago, I had a tough time because I hooked a biggest monster, and it took me around 45 minutes to land.
Just run towards. Hello, bang on the mata jut.
Wow, Jimmy sir, the fish that you lost today, wow, I think like it was very big one.
I think so, yeah. They're smart, and they know how to play the current, they know how to play the rocks, they know how to play the sticks.
Yes.
They know how to escape hook your lure on a rock. And they're really, really strong. Maybe some of the strongest freshwater fish pound per pound in the world. So, and they're really smart and spooky.
We'll have tough time then. If it gets like more murkier.
Yeah, they'll have a tougher time. That's exactly right.
Royal Manas National Park, the total area is 1057 square kilometer. And this park is one of the oldest parks in Bhutan. And it was established in 1963. And in 1993, it was upgraded to National Park. Manas plays a very important role in all fish, and especially the mahseer. They live in a big river, and Manas is one of the biggest river in Bhutan, and it's also a longest river, and it has got a lot of tributaries, and that's why the mahseers are very important to the Manas river, and Manas is also very important for the mahseers.
Tighten your drag if you can. You're gonna have to get out and go down. Way! a kiss, you big, beautiful Bhutanese. Give me 450? Okay. It's a big, big fish, beautiful coloration. The surgery went great, you know, couldn't be better. Perfect ending to a great day. You know, it's truly spectacular. And this is really a nice big fish, special tag, you know, all set for it.
I get asked this question a lot, you know, why protect the golden mahseer? What is the importance of golden mahseer? What economic value it has? At the end of the day, we as conservatists, we don't need a reason to protect a species.
Any time when you remove a species from the system, it's going to have an impact, and it's going to have an impact that cannot necessarily be predicted. You know, they're there for a reason, and until they're totally taken away, you don't know.
From an ecological standpoint, it's a keystone species, meaning it's the top predator and it shapes the rest of the populations. The golden mahseer, it's a key to the country, really, to the culture, and losing it would be a tragedy.
Just think about some of the species that now we don't see and which are extinct. What do you feel right now? Which was seen during our parents' time. Forget about grandparents. If we do lose this fish, it's a huge loss to the country, and not just to the country, to the world actually.
The only soundly protected species of golden mahseer reside in these rivers in Bhutan. This is the last bastion, the last Shangri-La, as it were, for golden mahseer.
This is what we don't want. You know, we don't want our children in the future to say, okay, what is golden mahseer? You know, chances are, you know, the golden mahseers might just be available in books and internet. You know, I want them to be able to see the golden mahseer in their time.